Tonight, moving forward, we're hearing from a Duluth family whose home of 45 years went up in flames earlier this week.
And stumping in a battleground state. The vice president will be stopping in Duluth next week. We have the details of his visit.
Plus, supporting the post office. A crowd gathers in Duluth opposing the often talked about cuts to mail delivery services.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Classes at UMD are supposed to be starting up in just 10 days with move-ins later this week.
But an announcement today from the system president means that might not be happening. CBS3's Natalie Grant is live on the UMD campus for us tonight and is breaking down what this could mean for students. Natalie.
Tony, Kristen, as you mentioned, I am here on the UMD campus tonight, where in just a few short days, students who are planning to live on campus this semester are set to move into their housing to begin a very different fall semester. Today, they're hearing that those plans may be changing. Today, the University of Minnesota System President Joan Gable proposed pushing back the move-in date while still holding the first 2 weeks of classes online for the entire school. The move is in reaction to other college campuses around the nation that have already seen COVID-19 outbreaks. Gable proposed delaying the move-in by at least 2 weeks while giving campuses time to evaluate new federal testing guidance. Now, the goal is to prevent moving a large number of students on campus, only to have them leave again when the virus flares up. Senior Courtney Cornelius says that she's glad that they're being cautious for the safety of all students.
I think it is that they're really focusing on the best for their students, and especially looking at schools that have already started and kind of following those patterns and really looking at what are the best options for the students in the forthcoming weeks.
Now, UMD's chancellor also sent a letter to students and faculty today saying that the Board of Regents approves the president's proposal that they will have to delay the move-in. He says the university is doing everything it can to keep the students and faculty safe. Now, you'll remember that earlier this week, some UMD faculty did send a letter to Chancellor Lindley Black demanding that some safety procedures be put in place before the start of classes this fall. Well, there's no word if that letter is connected to today's announcement. Kristen, Tony.
Yeah, something students and faculty will definitely be keeping their eyes on. Thanks, Natalie. Meanwhile, UMD representatives were not available for comment today. They say the decision is now in the hands of the Board of Regents, which will be meeting Monday morning.
New at 10 as the presidential race kicks into high gear. Vice President Mike Pence is planning a stop in Duluth next week. Pence is expected to be in Duluth next Friday. That would be August 28th. He's planning to speak at a Workers for Trump event at the Kluwer Public Marine Terminal that morning, focusing on President Trump's America First agenda. The VP is also scheduled to make a campaign appearance in Michigan later in the day. And Dave's here to talk about weather. Dave, maybe some rain on the weather, but nothing quite like we saw almost 50 years ago, huh?
Yeah, 48 years ago yesterday, huge storms over Duluth washed out much of the hillside, and even we Ely boys heard about that back in the day because our own town was pretty wet. August 72 was awfully wet, and on the 20th back then, about 3 inches of rain fell in 2 hours, and of course that all cascaded down the hill and washed things out like you see here in this ancient picture from way back in the day. So hopefully tonight's rain is going to be a little bit gentler than that, and of course even gentler than what hit us last Friday night when there were tornadoes spotted and some pretty big deluges there as well. The low pressure system and its fronts coming through tonight brings a 50% chance for showers and storms. Some of those storms have already popped up in the Upper Peninsula earlier this evening. They had some severe thunderstorm warnings. They're calm right now, but after midnight, the storm chance could indeed fill in. And again, tonight through tomorrow, it's a 50-50 shot at storms for some folks, and it'll devolve to a 40% chance for others on Saturday. But by Saturday night, hopefully, the storms are over, and then higher pressure by Sunday brings back at least partial sunshine. Will it become full-blown sunshine by the work week? I'll show you the 7-day forecast to prove that point coming up in just a bit.
Thanks, Dave. A devastating fire destroyed a Duluth family's home on Monday night. It's a place they had lived for more than 4 decades.
CBS3's Kendall Jarbo shows us the memories they're hoping to salvage.
The Bushy family bought their home in West Duluth 45 years ago. They've loved it ever since.
Home is where your head is, home is where, and God is wherever your home is.
The walls, the rooms, the garden, filled with memories.
Buzzy Bee over there, our dad would tell us a story about Buzzy Bee, the bumblebee.
Tragedy struck Monday night. The grill exploded and the house caught fire. It was the neighbors who alerted the family.
I thank goodness for my neighbors. I don't know who screamed, but they were all screaming to get out, but somebody said my name, so that's the only reason why I got out.
Edie, her mother, husband, and pets made it out. Everything else is gone.
The items in the home, piano, those are memories. Those are things that were important to our dad, who passed away. So he would really want the focus to be on just being together, but supporting your community.
That community rallied behind the Bushy family after the fire.
I think about it, and I cannot believe how my neighbors are giving me their shoes and their clothes and coming to me, toothbrushes, toothpaste.
Repairs could take a year to complete, but the family is ready to get to work.
We put a lot of heart into this home, but I know that the new rebuild will have a lot of heart in that too, and will make new memories.
Despite the damage, they're determined to rebuild a house in the place they call home.
Fire department, the police department, just the love that is in West Duluth is wonderful. Yeah. Amen.
The family is living in a hotel right now, but they're looking for temporary housing. They also have a GoFundMe to help cover the cost of the rebuild.
Tonight, we're hearing from the resort owner who joined search crews in the middle of the night to look for a plane that crashed into a lake near Ely.
That crash killed the only person on board. It happened around 11 last night. Witnesses say that's when they saw the single-engine plane crash into White Iron Lake, just east of Ely.
This was what's left of the plane today. Authorities say 58-year-old Dr. Kyle Edlund from Woodbury, Minnesota, took off from the Ely airport sometime around 10:15 last night. Lake County Sheriff's officials say he was headed towards the Cook County Airport. He died when his plane went down. So far, no word on what caused the plane to crash, but the NTSB is investigating.
Kerry Davis owns the White Iron Beach Resort. The crash woke him up just after 11. He and one of his guests quickly got in a boat and headed out to look for the plane while they waited for first responders. He says they found debris from the plane and started to smell fuel. That's when they anchored the boat and waited for the Morse Fall Lake Fire Department and St. Louis County Rescue Squad to arrive. Davis says in his 26 years of owning the resort, he's never had something like this happen.
Nothing like this. I mean, we've had over the years a couple of float planes kind of nosedive on land, but, you know, minor injuries and things like that. But this something no one ever want to experience again.
Davis and first responders were out on the lake until about 3 o'clock this morning. He says a majority of the plane is still underwater. The investigation into what caused the crash is ongoing.
An Itasca County woman has died in a crash involving a semi-truck. Authorities responded to the crash at the intersection of Highway 65 and Highway 18 in Williams Township just before 8 Thursday night. Authorities say the semi was traveling east and the SUV was traveling north when the SUV hit the semi. The woman suffered fatal injuries in the crash. The semi-driver was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Sending a message from Duluth to Washington. That was the goal of today's peaceful picket outside the post office in Duluth's Chester Park neighborhood. CBS 3's Natalie Grant was there and shares their message to officials.
Using their voices and holding their signs, Duluth community members came out Friday responding to recent news involving the United States Postal Service.
It's a thank you event, but it's also demanding action as well.
Demanding the nation's Postmaster General wait to consider any major changes to the organization until after the November election. Something Mike Mayo, one of the organizers, says is already impacting mail delivery.
I think we've seen a lot of changes that have happened in the past couple of weeks that have slowed down mail to an extent that's maybe never even been seen before.
And with a big election just around the corner, some are worried that proposed changes could impact delivering election ballots on time this November.
Especially in our current times and with the emphasis on vote by mail, especially given COVID-19, it's important that we do everything we can to show support for our post office.
Organizers are hoping this event encourages people to reach out to their elected officials.
Contact Representative Stauber, contact Representative Smith and Klobuchar as well, and ask them to vote in support of the Delivering for America Act, which is being introduced to Congress tomorrow.
Earlier this week, Postmaster General Louis DeJoy said he would be waiting until after the election to consider making these changes. However, impacts on mail sorting equipment have already been seen across the country.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, find out which road opens this weekend and how it may speed up your daily commute.
Plus, tonight was a special night at the races. Coming up, find out what deadly issue the race brought awareness to.
Today's high temperature in Duluth was 72 degrees. The normal is 74. But away from the lake, some folks were into the lower 80s again. Similar temperatures are coming our way tomorrow as a low-pressure system feeds on that heat. We'll talk about our storm chances and what temperatures will do for the weekend coming up after the break.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS3.
New Duluth Auto is the Duluth used car dealer. We have plenty of makes and models to choose from. Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and we even carry multiple options for our most popular vehicle, the Subaru Forester. Large cargo space, all-wheel drive, what's not to love? All of our vehicles are priced under $20,000. To make these deals even sweeter, there is a 1 to 5 year warranty included on all vehicles. Give us a call, stop by, or view our inventory online at newduluthauto.net. Because here at New Duluth Auto, we are your Duluth used car dealer.
School's starting. Is your internet fast enough? Gear up during Extreme's End of the Summer Sale. Get fast internet as low as $19.99 a month for 1 year. Extreme's fiber-powered internet gets an A+ for performance with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Powerful in-home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. Hurry and get Extreme internet for as low as $19.99 a month for a year. Dial 844-EXTREME2. It's the smart call.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet, your simple and affordable choice for bathtubs, showers, surrounds, and safety tubs. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022, or get your dream bathroom for as little as $69 a month. This offer ends August 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet. Out of this world service and down to earth price.
It may be the most hated chore in America, cleaning the gutters. Don't risk life or limb digging leaves, seeds, and muck out of your gutters. Get off the ladder and get Gutter Helmet. Gutter Helmet is installed by certified professionals and can be retrofit to either existing or new gutters. Gutter Helmet is designed to provide year-round protection and is backed by a lifetime warranty, which guarantees that you will never clean your gutters again. And if they ever clog, Gutter Helmet will clean them for free. Gutter Helmet, America's most trusted brand since 1981. Go to gutterhelmet.com, 218-259-1272.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host.
That's a standing ovation.
Yeah. And the stars love it too.
You're so good.
America's Sweetheart is a hit and everything we love.
Oh my God!
This is why we connect. Hey. You say y'all, I say y'all. That's how you say it. Hey, you're wrong.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live, local, CBS3. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, one of the legends about Sudan's name comes from back in the 1880s when they cleared the hill to build a mine, and somebody said it was hot as Sudan, Africa up there. Well, I have a feeling that some miners found refuge in the tunnels, and here we have one of those tunnels. Andy Johnson of the Ely area was out exploring around Sudan Mine here today. Said it was like walking into a walk-in cooler going into that cave. And since it did get into the 80s farther inland today, Some folks probably could have used a little bit of that natural refrigeration, again, if you're not afraid of dark caves, because inside that one, it goes for a distance. I've been there myself back in the day. Well, coming from quite a distance is a low-pressure system tonight from the Dakotas that'll try to bring us a chance for showers and storms, and some folks may want to seek shelter in a cage if those thunderstorms pay off. Some of them did already towards the UP. Now the rest of us are waiting for our turn. And we'll talk about that turn after a quick look at the current conditions. 65 degrees at the airport, 87% for the relative humidity with an easterly wind that's going 11 miles per hour. Our air pressure still holding steady just a notch on the lower side at 29.83 inches of mercury. Current temperatures, well, we have 63 in Watersmeet, warms up to 67 towards Ironwood, and Hurley, Wisconsin, 66 towards Ashland. Right now, Washburn's probably not too far off the mark, or I know. 73 currently in Hayward. Yeah, you know, Solon Springs is coming in with 66. And we have 63 right now. Superior, a little bit warmer Moose Lake. North Shore numbers are running from 61 up to Gunflint to 64 at Two Harbors, just up Highway 2 a little bit. Mesabi Range, anywhere from 64 in Hibbing to the edge of the Mesabi there in Grand Rapids, still 72. Still 70 on the Vermilion and 68 near border country. Temperatures likely will cool into the upper 50s, lower 60s around the region here tonight. And then tomorrow, the range of high temps will be all across the board again like they were today. Cooler by the lake and lower 80s inland. Lower ladies are only about that tall, I guess. All right, talking about low pressure system coming our way, eyeing up the Doppler for the region. The center of the lower pressure is well off towards the west. There is a little blob of that energy coming in from Wilmer towards St. Cloud, but that's still a long way away from our area. If we're going to get that rain paying off here in our neck of the woods tonight here, we're going to have to count on it coming in from farther to the west. Now, like I mentioned, in the UP, they've been getting some of those storms paying off already. And yeah, just towards the west of Gogebic County here, or the east of Gogebic County here, they are still getting some of that action. So the rest of us, 50% chance we'll get it tonight through tomorrow. And by the time it wraps up tomorrow evening, frankly, I don't think that much rain's going to come down. About 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch for many of our towns. Getting into the snow belt, well, it may be the rain belt comparatively, because maybe we'll get 1/3 of an inch there. So not much in the way of accumulations. Let's just hope the storms don't get as rambunctious as they were last Friday night. Tonight in Minnesota, 50% storm chance, low temps near 60. 50% chance for more storms in Wisconsin and Michigan with lows in the lower 60s there. And then for tomorrow, a warm one again for Wisconsin and Michigan. We'll get highs that'll run from 77 to 82. And still a 50% storm chance. If it doesn't happen after midnight tonight, it could continue to go till about 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, maybe ending a little bit earlier in Minnesota with a 40% chance there on Saturday. Inland highs near 80, lakeside highs near 70. And now with the extended forecast, if we get some rambunctious storms here Friday night and Saturday, we'll get our reward of calmer weather on Sunday. Maybe not overly sunny, Tony, but it'll be calmer. Partly cloudy Tuesday, Sunday through Tuesday. Temperatures start to dip back into the 70s all around the region. And then in turn, our next rain chance to worry about perhaps will be Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay. Indoor projects tomorrow, outdoor projects on Sunday. Good thing I've got a list of both that need to be accomplished.
And that's the handy person's way to look at a split weekend,
Yeah,
Tony.
there
Good
you
job.
go. Thanks, Dave. Well, some good news if your daily commute takes you along Duluth Lake Avenue.
Tony, I know you and I are both very excited about this update. After being under construction for the majority of summer, the Lake Avenue Bridge reopened to traffic today. The goal was to add more sidewalks and make it more pedestrian friendly and add new traffic lights and bike lanes. Most of that work is finished, with only some signs left to install. That means the Lake Avenue and Superior Street intersection is also back open tonight, but the new left turn lane onto Superior Street is still closed as Phase 3 of that reconstruction project continues.
And speaking of Superior Street, project leaders say they're still on track to finish that one up by November. They've been working on the section from Lake Avenue to 3rd Avenue West since April, repaving and fixing what's under the road. Senior engineer Duncan Swenson says crews will continue to work until weather forces them to stop, but they are confident they will meet their deadline.
We use all the time we can get, we're going to be out here until the weather shuts us down, I think, but we're moving along. We're hoping that for Phase 3 of Superior Street that we'll have everything done and buttoned up by sometime in November.
This section marks the 3rd and final phase of the Superior Street reconstruction project, which has spanned the last 3 years.
A special night at the races raised awareness about a deadly issue that impacts many people. The Gondik Law Speedway hosted the second annual Suicide Prevention Awareness Night at the races tonight. According to the National Institute of Mental Health in the U.S., suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in adults. More than 9 million people a year consider suicide. Tonight's event raised money to help combat that issue, but also served as a way to show people they are not alone.
As people are scared and there's uncertainty in the world and there's new illnesses and people are feeling isolated and we're watching episodic mental health issues go up, we're also watching the suicide rate increase.
A portion of the money raised tonight will go to Warriors Next Adventure, a nonprofit that helps veterans coping with post-traumatic stress disorder.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, we have a breakdown of the judge who will preside over George Floyd's case.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. The TED event is happening now, where you're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
So you made it all the way up to the North Pole?
Yep, and the South. But I need good Medicare coverage so I can keep exploring.
Well, we have a range of Medicare Advantage plans, some including dental, vision, prescription, and travel benefits.
Can I find them online?
Yeah, absolutely. Or you can give us a call.
Sounds good.
Well, our stop is just up ahead.
So that was the shortest ride I think I've ever been on.
Yeah, quarantine legs. Gotta work those muscles back up.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Our Northland may not have the longest severe weather season, but it does come around every now and then. I'm hoping folks will keep an eye to the sky and on Channel 3 here this summer. If severe weather threatens, Austin Haskins, Caitlin Moffat, and I will keep our eyes glued to the radar. We'll break in if you need to hear about the latest storm developments. We'll work together to keep our region safe.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS 3.
A major ruling by the state's high court will tell you why some
they had sales. They also say that people are ready to get out and shop.
Hope for an old mining project.
With the legislative session ending last...
The Miller Hill Mall in Duluth is open once again.
They gave us 3 hours to shut down and they gave us 10 seconds to open.
Local reaction after 650 people were laid off.
Lawmakers in Minnesota can't...
To stay up to date with the news and weather that impacts you and your community, continue watching Live Local CBS 3.
Dude! You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community, and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers get paid training to keep the power flowing, engines running, and supplies moving. Army National Guard soldiers are learning skills that can set them up for success with companies looking to hire the best.
The Army National Guard basically built my resume for me.
Find out how you can learn a trade and serve part-time for your community and country by visiting nationalguard.com.
Up to 60% off on summer clothing and footwear from the North Face and Columbia at Northwest Outlet.
Coming up Friday on CBS 3 this morning, Jenna Wells will have the latest in news. Plus, I'll have a look at your weekend forecast, which does feature some higher humidity levels continuing and even a chance of a few strong to even marginally severe storms. So I'll have the latest on that. So be sure to wake up with Jenna and I starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
The fired officers charged in George Floyd's death head to trial next spring.
Judge Peter Cahill will oversee the murder case, but who is he? Former Republican Governor Tim Pawlenty appointed Cahill to the bench in 2007. Voters elected that he would stay there twice more. He worked with the Hennepin County Attorney's Office in 1997, and that's where he stayed until being named a judge a decade later. He was a chief deputy under then Hennepin County Attorney Amy Klobuchar. He's been tough on crime and dismissed a case against a group of Black Lives Matters protesters in 2015. Cahill's current term expires in January of 2021. and he is running unopposed, so his term will automatically renew for 6 more years.
Coming up next in sports, Twins open up on the road against Kansas City. Kelly Hinseth has the details next.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
August is here, and it's time to spin the wheel of savings. For a limited time, spin the wheel and save up to 40% on a wide selection of jewelry. Numi Jewelers, where true love is guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet, your simple and affordable choice for bathtubs, showers, surrounds, and safety tubs. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022, or get your dream bathroom for as little as $69 a month. This offer ends August 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet. Out of this world service and down to earth price.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. What? And the stars love it too.
It's so good.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on live local CBS3.
Dude, you gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
A major ruling by the state's high court will tell you why some
They had sales. They also say that people are ready to get out and shop. Hope for an old mining project.
With the legislative session ending last...
The Miller Hill Mall in Duluth is open once again.
They gave us 3 hours to shut down, and they gave us 10 seconds to open.
Local reaction after 650 people were laid off.
Lawmakers in Minnesota can't...
To stay up to date with the news and weather that impacts you and your community, continue watching live local CBS3.
Things are slowly starting to get back to normal. But our fight against COVID-19 isn't over yet. St. Luke's and Essentia Health are asking for your help. Whenever you will be around others who do not live with you, please wear a mask. This will help to protect everyone in our community. Masking continues to be one of the best defenses against the virus. Masks make a difference. On behalf of Essentia Health and St. Luke's, thank you.
When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
A lot of protesters walking.
Bringing you complete coverage on air. Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you.
There's a massive fire. We have a crew there live
Focused
now.
on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local CBS3.
In an MLB season with a minimal schedule, teams are limited to a pool of opponents in their division, which why it may seem like we're repeating highlights, but we're not. The Twins facing the Kansas City Royals for the 3rd time this year, starting in Game 1 this evening. Jorge Soler opens up the scoring for the Royals when he skies the 1-2 pitch into the left field seats for a 3-run blast. That caps off a 4-run inning for the Royals. Scary moment in the bottom of the 4th. Alex Gordon rips a comebacker in the middle. And it hits off of Jake Odorizzi on the mound. He appears to get struck in the torso and right rib cage area. He would leave the game. He would be replaced by Jorge Alcala, who was thrown into a bases-loaded jam, but delivers as he strikes out Hunter Dozier to end the inning and minimize the damage. But the Twins were limited in their scoring. They go down 7-2 the final. And the Brewers looking to get back to 500 with Game 1 of their series out in Pittsburgh. Bottom of the 2nd, the great Gambino, Ben Gamel, gets things rolling for the Brewers. The 425-foot homer makes it 1-0. Gamel was 3 for 3 at the plate this eve, which was good because at one point the rest of the lineup was 0 for 17 until Christian Yelich decides to pitch in with a solo shot of his own to put the Brew Crew within 2. But that's all they get. They go down 7-2 the final. And the Minnesota United back at home sweet Allianz Field for their home opener in front of no fans, hosting Sporting KC. United's lone bright spot came from a guy who was born right here in Duluth. Ethan Finley strikes in the 31st minute to tie it at 1. Unfortunately, Sporting got one more to take it 2-1 the final. On the hardwood, the Lynx playing late in the bubble tonight, meeting up with the Phoenix Mercury. At last check, Minnesota is up 54-45. Minnesota will be in action Sunday when they take on the Atlanta Dream. After a collaborative effort, including a survey of student athletes, Superior High School made the tough decision to move football and volleyball to the spring season yesterday. But the school knows it doesn't get any easier from here. The football team will likely have to look at non-conference play, with majority of the teams in the Big River Conference still playing in the fall. The team admits it's tough, that they won't get a chance to play for a conference championship, but all they really want to do is play.
We just want to line up and play. And don't get me wrong, when we do line up and play, we want to win those games. But, wherever, we'll travel wherever, whenever, within the parameters of, the guidelines that have been given. Everything factored in, we made the right decision. As much as I would love to be playing right now, and our kids would love to be playing right now, it wouldn't be very likely that we would line up and play in October as we initially planned.
If you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan, the last 15 years or so probably haven't been your favorite. Sure, there were a few glimmers of hope here and there, making the playoffs a few years ago, nabbing Karl Anthony Towns in the 2015 draft. Well, last night you can add something to that very small list of highlights. The Timberwolves, for the first time since 2015, earned the first overall pick in the NBA draft lottery. At 14%, the Wolves had the best chances in all of the NBA of earning that top spot.
Gerson as an organization, we trust Gerson and Ryan and all those guys to, continue making Minnesota, a home for, some of the younger guys coming up, and even for some all-star guys coming in. I think, it's the bar is set now, so we're excited to get it going.
The Teapups hope that this will help lead the squad in the direction of building around stars Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, ultimately resulting in hopefully more wins. The team went 19-45 last season. That was the second worst record in the Western Conference. Behind them was the Golden State Warriors, who earned the number 2 pick last night. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
Change the future of medicine from the convenience of home. Join the All of Us research program to help improve health research and speed up medical breakthroughs. Visit essentialhealth.org/allofus to learn more.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmunds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmunds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS3.
You work hard for your money and deserve to see it go the extra mile. Join us Wednesday mornings and hear from local experts on tips to better manage your finances in Eye on Money on live, local CBS3. Brought to you by MPPL Financial.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me to understand how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Join the Greater Downtown Council for Movies in the Parking Lot. Friday nights all summer long. Watch movies from the comfort of your vehicle. Reserve your $10 parking spot ahead of time at downtownduluth.com/events/movies in the park. Present your digital ticket at the gate and enjoy. Bring your own food or have snacks from the concession stands. Here's what's playing this week. Presented by Carlson Orthodontics and live local CBS3. When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
A lot of protesters walking.
Bringing you complete coverage on air. Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you.
There's a massive fire. We have a crew there
Focused on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local CBS3.
Things are slowly starting to get back to normal. But our fight against COVID-19 isn't over yet. St. Luke's and Essentia Health are asking for your help. Whenever you will be around others who do not live with you, please wear a mask. This will help to protect everyone in our community. Masking continues to be one of the best defenses against the virus. Masks make a difference. On behalf of Essentia Health and St. Luke's, thank you.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
Two lovebirds in northwest Wisconsin aren't letting the pandemic put a halt to their relationship.
Yeah, that's for sure. This is Yunko and Joyce. They live in Ashland and are celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary. The couple wasn't able to have a normal party due to COVID. So instead, family, friends, and the community got together and held a parade in front of their house. About 40 vehicles in all came by, including police and fire trucks, all to celebrate 6 decades of love.
Congratulations. Yeah, it's such a long time.
Good way to end the week.
It is.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us.
Have a great weekend.